On this week's episode, I'm going to talk about something that recently hit home really hard for me, and that is mindset. I have a coach that I'm working with, and it's never become more obvious about how it affects everything that we do on a daily basis. So recently, my partner and I started working with a coach. And besides having an entertainment management booking agency, during this time when COVID-19 has hit, I've branched out and started to dip my toe in the waters of a lot of different things to see what sticks and what I like and what resonates with me. And one of those things is my partner and I started a YouTube channel. And we're still trying to figure out the actual niche and what's going to ultimately work for us. But, we do a little bit of everything. It's more of a lifestyle channel at the moment. And eventually we really want it to be a travel blog. And with the coach that we're working with, he's helping us to really narrow down what our specialties are and what our knowledge is and what knowledge we have that we can share and what knowledge can be monetized and what we know in our brains that we can put down on paper or in a video or in a course or in a mastermind that someone out there would want to buy, that would want that knowledge from us and would see the value in it and would pay a certain price to get it. And so as we all go through this type of thing, those of us that wanted to start businesses and said, do I have what it takes to make this happen? Do I have the knowledge to make this work and be successful? And I think we often doubt ourselves because of our mindset. We have a mindset that is telling us those little voices in our head that we've always heard. A lot of people make fun of the little voices in your head, and we all have them, right? It's this thing that throws doubt in front of us and just causes us to rethink almost everything that we attempt to do. And so I've been doing a lot more research on that because I want to correct my own mindset. I've had successful businesses. I've done really good work. I do have a lot of knowledge. And for me, it's upsetting that I don't have the correct mindset all of the time. For a lot of things I do. I'm confident. My mindset is straight. I know exactly what it is that I can offer. But there's other things like starting new ventures where I'm sitting there going, is somebody really going to pay me for this? Does somebody really want the knowledge that's up here in my head? And so I have to correct that mindset because I do know that I've done a lot of hard work and a lot of research and I know what I'm talking about. So I have to flip it. And I did some reading recently and I saw where they talk about two different types of mindsets. There's a fixed mindset and there's a growth mindset. And so I think not all the time do many of us deal with fixed mindsets. We think we are who we are, we know what we know, we can do only what we can do, and that's the way it is. And then there's growth mindset, where we keep saying to ourselves, wait, I can do that. Wait, I can figure that out. Wait, I have the knowledge that someone would like and I can help them. And so I'm working towards creating a really amazing growth mindset. And the fact that I do have the knowledge and the expertise and a lot of things that could help a lot of people, I am flipping my mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And I think it's really important to concentrate on this and work on this in your own mind because you will stay stagnant and you will put so much self-doubt into your mind that you'll never get past it and you won't take that step forward to do something. So working with this coach, he brought this up multiple times. And every time he said it, I was like, man, that's really cool. And if I can just keep reminding myself of this, it will help me to flip my mindset from doubt to self-confidence. And I had to write it down, so forgive me for looking down at this, but the saying goes, the smallest piece of information you have is extremely valuable to the person who wants to know it but doesn't know it. And so I have to keep saying that to myself because while I'm investigating these new avenues of self-expression and creating businesses and monetizing my knowledge, the question always comes to mind, why me? Why would anybody listen to me? Why would anybody watch my videos? Why would anybody buy my ebook or my mastermind or my course or listen to a webinar? And I have to think to myself and say, wait, not everyone all of a sudden just got to a point one day where you have all the knowledge you need to teach this course or to teach this webinar or to write this book or to write this ebook. So I think what we have to remember is that everyone is in various stages in their life. And some of us are looking up to people to say, I want to do what they're doing, or I want to know what they know, or I want to learn from them. And there's other times where you as a person might say, I know this, and there's a bunch of people that I think I can help to bring them up to where I'm at. It's about wanting to help others, doing it with integrity, knowing that you do have the knowledge, flipping your mindset to be positive and self-confident, and then knowing that there is something that you have that someone else really could use. And the beauty of it is that some people are willing to pay for that knowledge, to not take a shortcut, but not make the same mistakes and go through the pitfalls that you might have done. And I'm learning so much right now with the new channel that my partner and I created on YouTube. And I just am watching video after video of how to create a good channel, how to figure out what people want to watch out in the world, how to optimize my channel, how to create the best thumbnails, how to write the best descriptions, how to do the research on keywords and tags to find out what people are searching for. Because you have to remember, YouTube is the second largest search engine. So there's a lot to learn. And I see people struggling below me, and not in a way of like they're not as good as me, but they are starting at a different spot, right? They are starting where I was 3 months ago. And I see the mistakes that they're making. And instead of being silent, I want to help. And my coach is saying, okay, that's fine, but you've worked really hard to gain this knowledge. So you can't just give all of this away. It's okay to go ahead and help people from time to time and maybe hop in and out of a Facebook group and give them some pointers, but you can't give all of the hard work and knowledge that you've gained away for free. Someone is willing to pay for the hard work that you did to help them implement what they need to get done and avoid the mistakes and pitfalls that you possibly went through. And so it's a really tough shift in mindset. And I think you can take what I'm talking about and place it in any aspect of your life. What is it that you want to do? Why don't you think you're worthy of it? Why don't you think you have the knowledge to do it? Why do you think someone is better than you and that they were able to do it and you can't? I know there's a phrase that I hear from time to time. Anybody that's putting out content or selling a course or doing any of the things that I've talked about thus far is something called imposter syndrome. None of us want to have it, or at least anyone with integrity doesn't want to have it. I definitely don't want to have it. If anybody's going to pay me for something, I want the value of that to be 10 times more than what they paid for. I want them to feel like I over-delivered. And that's my goal. And so when the self-doubt comes into our brains and says, well, you don't know enough about that, or you don't know as much as you think you know, or it's not true. You know enough to help somebody that really needs the amount of information you currently house inside your brain. And so the real purpose of this episode, and I didn't even realize it when it happened until I started working with this coach. Very often it's having someone on the outside look in who's not a friend or a part of your family or someone that's super close to you that doesn't want to hurt your feelings, but it's someone who can look in a very unbiased way from the outside and say, even if you think you don't know all that you think you should know or all that the quote experts know, you know enough right now to help so many people that are not quite up to the level that you're up to at this point. So I wanted this episode to really focus in on mindset and drill it home so that if you are struggling and you just can't seem to take that step forward and promote yourself and get paid for the knowledge that you have and write that book or put out that mastermind course or whatever it is that you want to do, you have to shift your mindset. It'll never happen if you're in a fixed mindset and you're basing all of your feedback and all of the voices in your head on the past. You have to think that, listen, I've learned all of this information and I can help people move forward. What I have is valuable. I've spent a lot of time learning it. And so I'm going to share it. It's going to have a price. And there are people out there that are willing to pay for you to help them. So I hope this episode was helpful. As much as I like interviewing other people that are really interesting, I've gotten great feedback on a couple of these solo episodes where I'm just sharing my own journey and anything that's either a struggle or a positive outcome that I'm going through, where I'm experimenting in all of these various avenues of online content creation and other things that are resonating with me and that I'm excited to explore. So I hope this episode helps you to flip your mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. You let all the little voices in your head know that you are going to do whatever it is that you want to do. You have the knowledge, you have the confidence, and you are going to move forward. I wish you the best of luck in whatever endeavors you are currently pursuing. And what I wish for you is that you have an amazing change and pivot in your mindset to growth and happiness and prosperity. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Once again, I really appreciate the fact that you feel that I am worthy to be in your ears and that the subject matter and the guest and the content that I am providing is valuable. This means more to me than you can imagine. So thank you so much for listening. If you can, I would love it if you would rate the podcast. If you have time, write a review. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.